Michael Jordan is the GOAT. At least that's what I had myself convinced of for as long as I can remember, until a young kid from Akron came along and changed the way I view the game of basketball forever. In this video, we're going to discuss the moment that I declared LeBron James the greatest basketball player of all time. LeBron was born on December 30th, 1984 in Akron, Ohio, and he went on to become one of the most polarizing and anticipated high school phenoms we've ever seen. So much so that at the young age of 17, he was already deemed the chosen one by Sports Illustrated. So it seemed that he was not only destined for the NBA, but he was destined to become the greatest basketball player of all time. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. LeBron James was drafted in 2003, where he would spend the first 7 years of his career, ranging from 2003 to the summer of 2010. Now, how did he do? Well, his first stint in Cleveland, he averaged 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists on 56% true shooting. He was also a 6-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA, including 4 first-team selections, 2-time All-Defense, and both were first-team selections. Finished second in Defensive Player of the Year. He won a scoring title, won 2 regular season MVPs, led the team to 2 conference finals appearances, and led the team to their first finals appearance in franchise history. So overall, I would say this is a pretty good start to his career. But due to a mix of wild controversy on the team, years of failing to win a championship with a, let's just say, subpar roster, and the front office failing to provide any credible help, LeBron James felt it was time to take his career into his own hands, and he decided to leave Cleveland. And that's where things took a turn.
LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that this was pretty much LeBron's lowest point of his career. This free agent announcement was self-centered, egotistical, and just not a good look whatsoever. I gotta say though, if this was the lowest point of his career and he's been in the NBA for 22 years, that's pretty damn remarkable. But nonetheless, he decides to go to Miami. So how did he do? LeBron was a member of the Miami Heat for 4 years, ranging from 2011 to 2014. And during that stretch, he averaged 27 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists on 62% true shooting. He was a 4-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA, with all 4 being first-team selections, 4-time All-Defense, with 3 being first-team selections. He won back-to-back regular season MVPs, 4 consecutive trips to the finals, with 2 championships and 2 back-to-back finals MVPs. Stop. Now listen, there are 2 very important things that happened while LeBron was at Miami. But before we get into it, please do me a favor. If you're enjoying the video, go ahead and hit that like button. It would be a great help to the channel. And make sure to subscribe with those notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any future videos. Okay, so what was so important that happened in Miami? Number 1, the 2011 meltdown. This was arguably the single greatest superstar meltdown in NBA history. Not only should LeBron have 1 more championship, which would put him to a total of 5, but this would have given him the all-elusive three-peat that he hasn't been able to achieve. What makes it even worse is that he has no one to blame but himself. He choked. That's all there is to it. Number 2, he followed that up with a regular season MVP and his first finals MVP. And then he followed that up with arguably the greatest NBA season ever. In the 2012-2013 season, that summer, LeBron James won an Olympic gold medal. And that season, he was an All-Star, first-team All-NBA, first-team All-Defense. He led the Heat to a franchise record 27-game win streak. He won a regular season MVP and a finals MVP, completed a back-to-back championship, and finished second in Defensive Player of the Year to none other than Marc Gasol, who didn't even make first-team All-Defense. Go figure. I did say that I would share with you the moment that I declared LeBron as the GOAT, and this is not it. But this was the moment where he popped on my radar as an all-time great. And by all-time great, I mean like top 10 all-time, but not quite in the GOAT conversation yet. That was before he did the impossible. In the summer of 2014, LeBron James decided to head back to Cleveland in hopes of making things right by bringing his home city a championship, something that hasn't happened in the city of Cleveland in over half a century. But was he successful? Spoiler alert, he was. But first, I have to say, who does that? Who steps up and says, listen, the decision was a mistake. I did wrong by my city. And to make it up to you, I'm going to bring you an NBA championship. And then he does it. Truly stuff of legends. Anyway, LeBron spent another 4 years in Cleveland, ranging from 2014 to 2018. And in those 4 years, he was a 4-time All-Star, 4-time first-team All-NBA, and each year he finished top 5 in MVP votes, and in 1 year finished top 5 for Defensive Player of the Year votes. He won Finals MVP and, of course, the greatest championship in NBA history, coming back from down 3-1 in the finals, something that had never been done before, to beat the greatest regular season team ever, the 73-9 Warriors. He did the impossible. Now, I know for a fact that for a lot of people, this was the exact moment that LeBron James became the GOAT. But unfortunately, not for me. At this point, I was still too stubborn and still holding on to the nostalgia of Michael Jordan. But the truth is, this was the exact moment that I believe LeBron opened the door to the GOAT conversation. At this point, he was firmly in my top 5, likely top 3. And then I had to bear witness to 2018 LeBron James, the best and most complete basketball player I had ever seen. What we saw from him in that playoff run was nothing short of magical, phenomenal, unbelievable showcase of just masterful basketball. It got to the point where I wholeheartedly believed that this was the greatest basketball player I'd ever seen, but I still couldn't bring myself to put him above Michael Jordan. It bothered me that even after what I was witnessing, he still only had half the championships that Michael Jordan had. So I told myself, if LeBron James can win one more championship, I will finally declare him the greatest of all time. And to be honest, the only reason why I put that last restriction was because I was so certain that he would never win another ring. Needless to say, I was wrong. In the summer of 2019, LeBron James decided to sign with the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, this was a bittersweet time in my life. On one hand, I'm a lifetime Lakers fan, and I have grown to be a LeBron fan, so this was a win for me. On the other hand, we had the pandemic, a dreadful time in history that, quite frankly, changed our lives forever. Now, I don't know about you, but one of the things that helped keep me going during the pandemic was the fact that we were able to still watch NBA basketball, hence the bubble. LeBron has been with the Lakers since 2019, and in 6 years, he is a 6-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA, finished second in MVP voting, and of course, a championship and Finals MVP. The last and, quite frankly, BS restriction that I had in place for him, he was able to knock down. I had no choice but to declare him the greatest basketball player of all time. Bear in mind, this is still before he broke Kareem's all-time scoring record. This was before he won his 3rd Olympic gold medal and became the first Olympic basketball MVP, literally making him the most valuable basketball player in the world at age 39. Yeah, anything else at this point is just icing on the cake. So, I kept up my end of the deal. Now I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comment section what you think of the video. Who's your GOAT and why? And before I end this video, if I can, I would like to leave you with a couple things. Just a couple things to think about. I broke this video down into 4 chapters. His first stretch in Cleveland, his time in Miami, his second stretch in Cleveland, and his time in LA. And when you really look at it, you have potentially 4 Hall of Fame careers. At the absolute minimum 3, all in one player. And lastly, I'll leave you with this. You see, as someone who used to have MJ as the GOAT, but now has LeBron, I have a bit of a unique perspective on the GOAT debate. You see, most people either have Jordan or Bron, and they'll never change their mind. But I'm a part of the few people who were able to have their minds changed. And that's because of one rule that I follow. I never love one player more than I love the game of basketball. And what this has allowed me to do is objectively take a step back and look at both players' careers in totality and determine on my own, with my own research, who the greatest basketball player of all time actually is. And if you haven't done so, I encourage you to do the same. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.